Okay, welcome everyone. If you are on this call, you've been invited to an amazing platform that will be launching late Q1 or early Q2 of 2021. And we have actually the privilege of having Mr. Aaron Decker on the line, who's going to go over a brief overview of what the program will be and what that will entail, as well as what options you have in terms of what you can do now or how you could participate, because there's going to be multiple ways of participating. So he's an amazing guy. He's been plugged in with the company for 8 years now, and he loves this company. I love this company. They're doing things differently. They're proactive in the way they approach things, and he's had tremendous success within the company, and we have a let's call it a unique position here, in that we're getting an inside scoop of what's to come before the big rollout. And so you truly are in a privileged position here, and there's an opportunity to really take advantage of this position. Beyond being such a successful entrepreneur and leader, he's an amazing guy. He's a man of integrity. He's a man of he's a man with a big heart, and that makes it even more special. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Aaron to go ahead and share with you what we're working with here.
Well, thanks, everyone. I know most of you probably know a little bit about what we're talking about. Some of you might not know anything. Some of you might be networkers. Some of you might be influencers. Some of you might just have showed up because somebody said, hey, there's something coming down the pipe and you might want to be a part of it. And so I'm going to try to stay focused. I actually just got off a previous Zoom, which gave me a little bit more insight to what we're going to be talking about. And my grin is because it's better than what I anticipated. And that's always a really, really good thing, Tammy. So tonight is going to be, I want to just kind of lay the groundwork. I'm going to talk about a platform that's coming and how you might be able to participate in that platform. And that's going to allow you and others to monetize social media. I'm going to talk about our company, which is in the direct sales network marketing space. And then I'm going to talk about how those two things actually can work together. They're separate. They are totally separate, but yet they're going to be able to work together. And so we as a company over here have exclusivity to this new platform. Background on how that all came to be. There's a guy by the name of Dr. Fred Cooper, and Dr. Fred Cooper has been on the corporate side of the network marketing industry. He was with a company called USANA Health Sciences. He was the president of that company. He helped take that company public. Walked away from a massive salary and stock options because of stuff that happens in our industry. If you're familiar with our industry, a lot of times owners, they might start off with good intentions, but maybe they retire or they pass on that to their kids or somebody else, and then everything changes. And so that happened over there. He decided to start his own company. But along the way, about 4 years ago, he saw his son one day doing something online, and he was buying or selling a pair of shoes, and an idea occurred to him. And so over the last 4 years, he has created this platform, you guys, and it legit has 22 plus patents protecting this technology. He was very methodical in protecting it because it has many different avenues and applications. This is just kind of like phase one that we're going to be talking about. He's got a 5-year plan. I've been blessed to see some of that stuff, and it's mind blowing. But just the first aspect is going to change, and you've probably heard this before. I'm not a hype guy. I'm just really excited because it's going to change an industry. So if you're familiar with the network marketing industry, it's been the same for 70 years. My product's better than yours. My comp plan's better than yours. And I got a great owner. And we all try to, for lack of better terms, put lipstick on the pig and say, no, this is different, but let's just cut to it. And that's how it's been. Nothing wrong with it, guys. I love the industry. But I believe that industry as it is in 5+ years, not too many more than that, is going to go away. because the world has changed way too much. And if you and I don't have something to capitalize on how that Generation Z and how people are now buying and selling things online, especially because of this last year, it changed a lot, even more rapid than what was headed. And so I want you to think about this new platform. It will be an app. It will be exclusive through our company, but you guys have some options that we're going to go over here at the end. I know you've already got positions, but there's options that you can do with the positions. But let's just talk about the app and the platform for a moment. There will be companies that will be a part of that. And it can be name brand companies that recognize things that you're buying. It might be, Dawn might say, I've got this great company. They've got this great, unique product, service, something, and she brings this to this app platform. And so they're going to launch that product and or service through that platform. So it's going to grow. Think about how Amazon started with a few companies and now you can buy just about anything. Get that in your mind. Okay. And for lack of better terms, what you'll be able to do is, let's just use a pair of, I don't even know the name brand of we're going to use Lululemon because that's what I do know. So a pair of workout pants from Lululemon. Okay. And let's just say that there's a little campaign that they're doing and you can buy that pair of Lululemon workout pants for, $50. You're going to see in there that there's a $5, $10 different amount that if you buy that, you're going to get that money. But when you buy that item, so to start your chain, again, this is not network marketing, so I don't sign you up for anything. It doesn't cost you anything to use this. I don't need your social security. I don't need anything for the platform. To start the income, you buy the item that you want to promote, and that's what starts the chain. Again, I know a little bit more than I have, but you then can promote that through any of your social medias. Okay. They'll be able to, so somebody sees, I'm just going to use this water bottle. I love it. I'm doing a lifestyle. I'm doing a video, whatever it is. It's got an embeddable link that I embedded in it. Somebody sees it, clicks on it, and Renee's like, I want that. She buys it. Renee buys that, but then it's going to tell her, Renee, if you want to share this with anybody in your social media, every time somebody clicks on it, you're going to make $5. And as that link is shared generationally, all connected back to the original one that started it, the pay structure is going to go 50% of 50% of 50% of 50% of 50% down to a penny. So some of them will have 100 generations. Some of them will have 5 or 10, right? It depends on the margin of the product and or service. Does that make sense relatively? So I want you to think about it as an affiliate program that has multiple connections through sharing of social media. What if you had, Jane, tell me that, who's that, what is that person's name again that has the big, huge social media? What's her name again?
Kardashians.
Yeah, Kardashian. Let's say Kim Kardashian. You're friends with Kim, right? I don't know. And she loves a lipstick. So she does a little thing on her video and she shares it, but she got that link through you. And let's say that lipstick carries $1 per. Everybody that's clicking on that, her millions of followers, 1,000 of them click on it. Boom, that money's directed right back to you through that app. Here's what's cool. That app is actually you're going to be able to then take those dollars and you can download it and put it in your bank. You can actually use it in the app on other stores and use it as cash. You can give it to somebody just like a Venmo. There's going to be many ways that you can deal with your cash that you're making through that app. Okay. Does that make sense to most of you? Okay. Now there's going to be, so that's that. And again, it's going to be something that's continually growing and going, and there will be opportunities for any of us to bring companies to that app for them to promote. Make sense? But I want you to think of, and maybe you are or aren't, but think of the people today that have hundreds, thousands, or tens of thousands of followers on all their different social media platforms. and this will work with all of those platforms. It's actually even better than I'm describing, because some of the analytics and some of the stuff you're going to have access to are unbelievable. You're also going to be able to see who in those chains are selling more. And so that brings me to kind of phase 2. On the back side over here, if you're part of the network on this side, which is, as we know it right now, for lack of better terms, is more, it's not, but it's more traditional network marketing. I'm going to tell you some things why we're so different and how this is changing the industry. But a lot of these products and or services over here are not just going to pay people cash through that app, but will carry volume back. And if you're part of this network, or if somebody in your network uses that, there's going to be volume that will flow through our pay structure. So you've got people, Renee, that are outside your network marketing business that are just sharing the app and making money on the app. And because none of them are participating over here, 100% of all that volume that's shared on the back end, they don't even know that there's volume associated with it, flows through your network marketing model, which is one of the highest payouts in the industry. Okay. So no longer am I locked into a portfolio of products for my company. No longer, Tammy, do I got to say my product's better than yours, because my products can potentially be endless. No longer, if you don't want what I offer, I have nothing to offer you, because I might have something through that app that you want to market. So you're marketing so you can make some cash, but yet I'm making cash and you got volume flowing through your tree. Does that make sense? Because it's going to change our industry. Here's a couple other things. In Japan. So if any of you have ever built in Japan or know anybody that's built the network marketing direct sales MLM in Japan, it's a very strict process, right? Like you got to sign a triplicate form, and one has to go to the government saying that I know that I'm knowingly going, in MLM. Well, the Japanese government just ruled that this application is not MLM. So I'm not like some of these companies out here that are trying to make you think that they're not MLM. I'm telling you that they just ruled that it is not. And so that puts us in a category totally separate. And it allows us to head in a direction where, and I know you've heard this analogy before, where Uber took transportation, but we're not just calling it Uber. It's totally different, right? Like you've never been able to participate in these two types of platforms merged to one. Does that make sense? It's extremely exciting. Like I've talked to a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of professional, whether they're influencers, network marketers, or business owners. And I will tell you, I literally just got off of Zoom, and people's heads are spinning. And they realize that the only way to participate is through this company, through what you guys are already becoming a part of, or if you haven't, here's what Jane and Raj and Tammy put together. They put together the only pre-launch of this particular application inside a company that's doing about $600 million. So you guys are part of a pre-launch in a company that's publicly traded, that's already proven, that does business in 75 markets around the world. Okay. But yet you guys are able to get positions absolutely free. So you can go start sharing this concept with people. They can get positions. You do not have to spend a penny. You don't have to give up a social security. You don't have to even make a decision of how you want to participate until we officially launch that. And once we do, you'll be able to say, you know what? I want to participate in just this part for free. And somebody can connect you to that. One of these people will. Or I want to participate in both revenue streams. And we're going to be going through and explaining how this works, what you need to do, and how those things work in conjunction with each other to maximize your pay. So literally, I'm going to break it down simply. You're going to decide free one income stream. I'm going to invest a little bit, but I'm going to get two income streams. right? And you'll have that choice. But for right now, you guys are first. Nobody, listen to me, nobody right now in the world is doing what this team is doing. That is going to change probably in the next couple of weeks, because myself and a bunch of leaders are going out and we're actually going to watch a presentation. I can tell you that this is the beta testing for this is slated to start in the next couple of weeks. And if the beta test goes well, we're right on target to launch sometime in early April. Now, it's technology. If it's not ready to launch, if it's not working, they'll push it out 30 days. They'll push it out, right? But selfishly, I actually hope that they push it out a little bit, because I want to keep doing this. I'm going to reiterate, I have not talked to an influencer, a business-minded person, or a networker that really understands that this industry needs to change and shift gears, that is not losing sleep over this. I know Tammy's, I was on just last night. I mean, and it's like, right, like mind blowing once people really wrap their mind around what we're going to have our hands on. And again, ultimately there's not going to be limitations. So you're going to be able to market so many different things and start your own campaigns and get generations of cash. And that cash is paid quick, right? This isn't, you're not waiting for long periods of time. And then you decide what you want to do with it. So, Raj or Jane, or Tammy, if you've got anything that you want to clarify. I know, Tammy, I went pretty deep into some stuff last night that you were excited about. I can go deeper into any of that if you think that there's value in that. But what we're going to do before I maybe take questions, I know you're putting your thing together, is this. So there's going to be three types of people. Let's just face it. So the first type of person says, okay, you keep alluding to this side over here that I can start to participate and generate revenue, and I'm going to have two revenue streams. If you're someone that says, I want to know more about how this works, and then in conjunction with that, we're going to be, I'm going to put it in buckets, 3 buckets. That's going to be bucket A, right? Just to keep it simple. If you're kind of a bucket A person, like, I want to know about the whole thing. I want to know how I can start to really maximize and position myself in a big time way and start earning cash now, even before this comes about. Raj and Jane, through their communication tool, they're going to let you know. We're going to do a Zoom on that, much more detailed. This is just to get you to think about where you want to be, or potential people that you want to bring in this pre-launch, where you might want them to understand. So bucket A is everything. We're going to go through the basics of our company, what that looks like, and what it's going to look like with the app. The second bucket, we'll call that bucket B, is some of you that say, you know what, I want to know a little bit about this. I might want to maybe redirect some spending, maybe kind of dip my toe in over here and learn more about how that might look. And then bucket C is more just, you know what, I don't want anything to do with that, but I'm really interested in making sure that I position myself with this app so I can capitalize on that. I don't need to spend any time here and here. I'm good, but I don't want to be left behind. Does that make sense? And that's what we're going to do. And we'll get really detailed here, kind of detailed here. And really, we're just going to talk generically, kind of like I'm talking tonight over here. But again, there's many leaders, there's about 8 of us that are going to Utah to learn specifically about this app the end of next week. And they're all smart people. I mean, they're going to start talking. And so you guys know how networking works, whether through social media or whatever. It's going to get out. It's going to get out quick. This is not hype. This is reality. This is an industry shifting mechanism that will change the verbiage and how you and I share to go build networks and create cash flow, both immediate and residual. Tammy, anything that you think that needs to be covered that I covered last night?
So, Aaron, I have a question.
Sure.
So in your opinion, what is the activity that we should all be engaging in right now? What is the most important activity, especially
here's the most important thing, you guys. Here's the deal. What do they need? Name, phone number, email address, and
Correct.
is that it?
That's it. Name, phone number, email address. Yeah.
Okay, this is me. Anybody that's got a pulse and that's on social media, I would get them a spot. It does not cost them anything if they don't. If I'm going to target somebody, I'm going after any type of influencers, be it through social media, influencers in business, or influencers or professional networkers. Anybody in the network marketing space, that's a no-brainer. Like, I don't care if you're with a company and you're making $1 million a year, because I've already talked to some of them and they're getting a spot because they get it. Listen, and please forgive me, because I know there's a lot of people on here and I don't know any of your backgrounds, or very few. And if you're one of those top earners, I have all the respect in the world. I've been in this industry 18 years, full time, only 2 companies. My first company left me. I did not leave it. But the industry has to have a change, or it doesn't matter what you're selling, we're going to get left behind. Because the new way is people want to post something on social media and make money. They don't even want to do Zooms. I mean, Jane's not going to get her kids on a Zoom like this to learn about a business. They just say, Mom, just tell me what I got to do. And if I can do it with one finger, one thumb, and make money, I'm in. If I can't, I don't want to deal with it. And that's where this industry's headed, Raj. So it's guys stacking people, right? You put 1,000 people in your team. What if 50% want to participate? You put 100 people. What if only 50% want to participate? I tell you what, if you're somebody that wants to know about the whole thing, I'll show you what that can mean to you financially in a very quick minute. It's going to be mind-blowing for people to see what they're going to be able to earn. Because again, we're tapping into stuff that's never been done. You're taking people that aren't going to be in your networking business, but they'll be networking for you. And you're going to have the ability to see who in that chain is actually doing something. And you'll be able to reach out to them and say, hey, Sally, you don't know me, but I see that you're really making a lot of money with this. You do know that you're leaving a whole other income stream on the table, don't you? Well, all of a sudden now I don't have to beg anybody. I don't have to convince anybody. Sally's going to say, what do you mean? I'm leaving half the money on the table. Well, yeah, let me show you how you can participate. Right. So it's going to change our industry and how it's done. It's going to turn into a positive sorting machine versus traditional negative, positive, negative, negative, positive. It's going to be a lot more positive than negative. And the belief is there because somebody shared something, somebody clicked on a link and they made money and it didn't cost them anything.